I think it's about 9 o'clock in the morning, and well, as you can imagine, opening up your curtains to that. I don't know really what I can say or add. Hey there folks, I'm Dan Brown from Sort of Interesting, and this is another random boat life blog update. Now, it's been a fantastic 2 weeks that's just flown by. I've been off work for the last 2 weeks, so that's always a good start. But also, as you may notice, I'm a little bit tanned here, or maybe not, as it's turned into a very grey and overcast day out there. But last week and the week before that, we had some fantastic weather. Probably the best stretch of proper summer weather that we've had all year. So that was an excellent start to my holiday, and well, what can you say? Just boating up and down in beaming sunshine. It's everything that you envision boat life should be. So that was very pleasant. Some of you, whether you follow me on Twitter, if you're friends on Facebook, I mean, feel free to add me, or if you've liked the Facebook page, which everybody should do, may have noticed or heard me mention getting Tilly out of the water and having blacked. Now, that was meant to be happening this week, as in now, but has been put off until next week. So that's basically meant that obviously for this last week of me time off work, I've been able to still be on Tilly. And because the marina I'm heading to is in the absolute middle of nowhere, basically, it's meant that this, I don't know, last 4 days or so, I've been basically slowly making my way down towards the marina, come up past Ellesmere, the furthest back down the canal that I've been since last year when I brought Tilly back up. And, well, I've just spent the last couple of days and nights proper in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I always talk about being in really rural spots, but from those I'm normally up the other end of the canal where I can hop on a bike and bike within 50 minutes at the maximum to Oswestry and obviously be at work or all the rest of the places that I may wish to bike to. Whereas out here, I mean, I'm 17 miles away from Oswestry anyway, so you can imagine that instantly takes it away from yeah, I'll just hop on my bike for 20 minutes, or, well, how it normally is. And, well, as well, because obviously I don't want a load of stuff on the boat while it's being blacked, I've obviously had my bike off board and left that at a friend's house. So hopefully I'm going to be able to get a lift from the marina tomorrow. But not having my bike on board as well, as being out in the middle of nowhere, has certainly made it a sort of a very, I don't know, I wouldn't say secluded, because there's still a few boats around, but it's made it a very interesting sort of out of the way time on board, where basically if I haven't got it with me, I can, well, I could walk to Ellesmere, but it'd take me about 3 hours to do the round trip, so I think I'll give that a miss. But like I say, basically if I haven't got it on board or with me, then I can't have it. And that's led to a sort of, I don't know, a great period of productivity on my narrowboat book. Thank you to everybody who is still asking me about that, as I know that I've been saying it's going to be released for a long time. But over this last couple of days, I've got my final version of my little book about living on a narrowboat done and dusted. So it's just a case of proofreading and making little changes here and there. And, well, just that alone really, I mean, scribbling away in my notebook, making notes and criticising the writing that I've done so far, and then getting the laptop out and trying to hammer up a final version, and it's just been a fantastic time really. And like I say, just middle of nowhere as usual, fields on one side, fields on the other, no signs of cars or anything like that, just the occasional boat going past during the daylight hours. Well, the rain's getting heavier and heavier, so hopefully it won't interfere with the sound. But yeah, like I say, just being out here in the middle of nowhere and not having me bike or anything, so I've been proper sort of stuck out here with basically living proper boat life, I suppose. It has been fantastic, and like I say, reading, listening to audiobooks and getting an awful lot of writing done. It's just been fantastic. So make sure you stay tuned. It should be 4 weeks maximum now until my humble little book is out. Anyway, like I say, I've moved further down past Ellesmere now, and this is the furthest down the canal that I've been since I was fetching Tilly on that massive 96-mile trip back home last year. I've got to say, I've really enjoyed the last few miles down this way. It's sort of fuzzy in my memory of I can just about remember certain landmarks and things, but, well, mainly I can think, oh, well, where I've moored up now, literally this spot here is where I pulled over for a few minutes on the second to last day of the trip when I had overheated again. And then about a mile up that way is where I managed to get to and moor up before I overheated again in the evening after leaving this spot. And just around the corner there's one of those perfect spots from the trip back where I've got a fantastic memory of trying to fill the header tank, because at the time, some of you may know, the engine was drinking water every 10 minutes and I had to keep pouring litres and litres of water in. So I leaned over to do that, took my eye off the ball for 1 second, looked up from about a foot away from where I normally stand, but it was all that it took to lose me concentration. Looked up and I literally just saw myself slowly easing into the bank at about a 45-degree angle, put it in reverse, absolutely wedged bow stuck on the bottom of the canal, and yeah, that certainly didn't help the engine problems. Anyway, before I just rabbit on about random things from a year ago, I suppose I'll wrap things up. Like I say, hopefully next week she's going to be out of the water. They won't find any terrible problems underneath, because, well, I haven't had her out of the water since I've owned Tilly. So fingers crossed and touch wood for that. Wish me luck. Hopefully I'll be able to get some footage of her out of the water. Like I say, I mean, I'm going to be 17 to 20 miles away from town or my friend's house, so it's not really a bikeable distance to go there and then add that distance all the way back. But fingers crossed I'll be able to get some rather interesting footage of below the waterline. I mean, I want to come and see it just because, well, I'm curious myself to see what it's like below the waterline. Yeah, so anyway, I'll wrap things up now. Make sure you like the Facebook page. Make sure you check out my other videos for a load more boat life and all sorts of boaty bits. And, well, until the next time, keep it canal side and, well, have a great day. Farewell.